Hello, wonderful weaving friends. I wanted to share a quick tip with you today, and it's all about croak rod weaving on an inkle loom. Now, if you're on my mailing list or if you follow what I do at all, you'll be aware that I've just released my croak rod on an inkle loom weaving class, and the weave along is also currently running right now. The weave alongs are really exciting because we are doing a free band design, an additional band design, as well as all the bands that you get actually within the class. And perhaps the most exciting part is that I'm giving away a low yarn inkle loom to one lucky winner. You have to be within the class to be able to enter that. I'll put the link to the class down below so that you can check it out for yourself. Now, this band here, this tulip design, is the foundation band in that class. So that's the band that we first work on, and we learn all the techniques that we can then apply to all of the other designs that we also weave. But these two bands are different, and I wanted to chat to you about why they are different. Now, the first thing that you'll probably notice is that the tulips on this band here are wider, and on this one, they're a bit narrower. There's two reasons for that. This was the first band that I wove, and I think my beat was a little loose, and on this one, my beat was tighter. So by the second band, I was really into it. I knew exactly what I was doing with these tulips, and so the design looks a little tighter for that reason. The second reason is that this band is wet finished. This band is not. So wet finishing does make a difference to some designs. But that wasn't what I wanted to really talk to you about today. I just knew that someone would bring that up, so I might as well address it anyway. What I wanted to talk about today was I wanted to draw your attention to the edges of each of these bands and notice that they're different. Now, one thing about these bands as well is the design is not symmetrical. So we've got blue on one side for the sky, we've got green on the other side for the grass. So I had to decide, am I going to use a green at the edge or a blue at the edge? Because if you have a symmetrical band, you're usually using a weft color that is going to blend best at the edges, depending on what your edge threads are, the color. So for this one, I decided that I would rather have a pure blue for the sky, and then I could afford to have a little bit of blue at the bottom of the grass. And I felt like attention wouldn't be as drawn to that as if I had green in the sky. So that's one of the differences with the edges between these bands. But there's another major difference, and that is really why I made this video and what I really came here to talk about. When you're weaving a croak rod inkle band, you're using more than the regular two shafts that you normally warp up a plain band for, okay? Just the same as if you were weaving croak rod on a rigid heddle loom, a floor loom, a table loom, doesn't matter. 3 shafts is the minimum. You can go more, but 3 shafts is the minimum. And so when you're warping your inkle band, instead of warping one heddled, one unheddled, you're initially warping one heddled, 2 unheddled, 1 heddled, 2 unheddled. The sequence is different, and you pick up the other 2 unheddled threads a little bit later once you have your warp a bit more organized. But here's a little tip, and I have found it to be very important. The edges on this band, when I was weaving it, I thought these edges are awful. They are, look, they might not look that bad to you, but it's the waves. It's got this kind of ripply effect. And then on the bottom side, where I've used the blue weft because I had to, the blue weft is very visible. See these bits all coming up into my grass? I did not want that. I did not think that that was very attractive. So with this band, I did something different. Instead of threading 1 heddled, 2 unheddled, at the very edge threads, I threaded 1 heddled, 1 unheddled, 1 heddled, 1 unheddled. Do you see what I'm talking about here? I made plain weave borders, and you can do that on an inkle band and it works out just fine. So once I've done those initial 4 threads of plain weave on the first side that I'm warping, I then go into the croak rod sequence of 1 heddled, 2 unheddled. Then when I get over to the other side, I recommence the plain weave border. So I have a plain weave border here as well. And while my edges are not perfect on this band, because let's face it, weaving perfect edges anytime is pretty difficult, but on an inkle band, it's pretty challenging. It can be done, but it's challenging. So my edges are not perfect here, but they are such a great deal better than they were here. And you'll note, especially down the bottom here, you can see some speckles of blue, but it's way less visible than down here where you've actually got little bits of blue coming into the design. And then also for the top edge, it's just a neater, tighter edge that looks more uniform and doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's fairly consistent, as compared to my little waves that I've got going on down here. So that's it, friends. If you want to weave croque brode on an inkle loom, I recommend that you do plain weave borders. Try it yourself. It'll make all the difference. Don't forget, I have the link to my class down below. It is the most comprehensive croque brode inkle class that you will find. I guarantee that. I put my heart and soul into this class, and I'm already getting the most positive feedback, and I hope that you will love it too. Until next time, happy weaving.